Hello, dear viewers. I just got back from robbing a building full of information relating to bobolinks. They're not real! And I found this thing hiding in one of the cabinets, so thought it was something to look at. I think it's some kind of snake. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of I Review Chaos Effect Figure. I'm your host, and today we're looking at the highly anticipated, I'm joking by the way, Jurassic Park Chaos Effect Tanaconda. Are you tired of Chaos Effect reviews? Well, I've got the solution for you. It's coming next week. Or is it this week? Oh god, I'm very behind on this review. But anyway, it will not be a Chaos Effect review, but it will still be a spooky review. So yeah, it's coming out on Halloween, hopefully. So, watch out for that. This is the Tanaconda, which I think oh gosh, there's a gnat. This one is interesting because I think it's the first Chaos Effect figure that at least I have reviewed. I don't know if ever. I'm pretty sure there's oh yeah, the Compsognathus also has modern animal DNA, but this one is it's taking on its modern animal shape, I guess, more than the other ones do. So, and it is part Tanystropheus and part anaconda. Now, I don't know if this is a green anaconda, a yellow anaconda, or the highly endangered, exclusive, limited edition, highly sought after blue anaconda silver. Now, we may never know, in fact, but I assume it's a green anaconda. I mean, like, what else would it be? So let's take a look at this sculpt. Now, I do want to say something that I found interesting, because I always thought this was the first use of this mold, but it's actually not. The first use of this mold was actually in the Jurassic Park Series 2, and it was actually a Tanystropheus, which, given the snake-like look to it, it doesn't really make sense for Tanystropheus, and that's why I was confused, but I was wrong. It is quite an interesting choice for Tanystropheus, but, I guess whatever. And also, why does it have fangs? Because I would get if, it's part snake, but it's not, it was originally Tanystropheus. But then, when you actually think about it, anacondas aren't venomous. Why does it have fangs? Where does it get its fangs from? And I have no idea. In fact, I just think they included that because it looked cool. And they made it look like a snake with legs, because I guess that's what Tanystropheus is. I mean, to be fair, it is a really weird animal. But it's not like it's just a snake with legs. But anyway, it looks cool. I'm not gonna mess around with it anymore, but we are going to look at the sculpt and like patterns and all that good stuff. But if you look in the head here, of course you do have sculpting, the teeth. The paintwork is okay. The coloration I've never been a huge fan of. It's probably my least favorite Chaos Effect figure, in fact, but I do think I have warmed up to it now seeing it in person. It's all right. I still like I like it. It's not my favorite by any means, but I like it. And I'm glad I have it. Now, I always thought this coloration was kind of boring, but seeing it in person, this red does look really good with the black. I'm not so sure about the green. Not a huge fan of the green color, but you know what? It does go pretty well with the red and the black. I will give it that, even though it's the grossest green imaginable. But, like, you got the green, and you got, like, the black stripes and spots. Oh my god, it's not focusing. And you got the top, which has those red, vibrant red, I will say, spots in between the black spots, and it looks really good. And it runs all the way into the tail. In fact, it runs all the way from the tail into the neck, and does not stop until it gets to here. And then you also have some on the lower neck area in the lower jaw there. And you got some black stripes around its face. And you got just really nice patterning overall. The mouth paint isn't the best, I will say. There is some... It kind of just looks like they took a brush and painted some on and wiped it off the teeth. So, you know, I guess that's a downside, but does it really make that much of a difference? I really don't think so. It's not that big of a deal. This is just a toy after all. It's not some crazy collector's item. I mean, I guess now it is, but, you know, it's not supposed to be that. It's just supposed to be a toy, so... You know, it's alright. Its JP number is JP, is that 97, I think? But yeah, overall that's the coloration. I don't have anything else to say. But I will say, is the articulation! Except I don't know why I'm so excited for this, because there's not that much articulation. I mean, it's literally just the legs. But I will say, for having such limited articulation, it does feel really good. The plastic feels high quality. The limbs don't wiggle too much, I guess I'll say. They're tight. The joints are tight, but not so tight. They feel almost perfect, like exactly what you would want out of a joint. It's not something that's gonna wear out over time, and it's not super stiff that it's so annoying to, you know, like pose. Now, this figure doesn't really have an action feature, but what it does have is a wire in its tail. And not only is its tail have a wire in it, oh no, it has a wire in its neck, so you can bend this in every which way you could possibly want. You can make it do that. You can make it looking up. You can extend it all the way out straight and make it basically just look like a snake with legs, which it basically is, let's be honest. And look at that. That's kind of crazy how long it is for such a small figure. If you took the Mattel Tanystropheus and stretched it all the way out, it wouldn't come anywhere close, I think. I don't have that figure, and I don't really want to get it. Editing Raptor here. I meant to show something at the end of that last clip, and I never did. I don't know why I'm whispering. But another thing I wanted to mention is the fact that I said it didn't have an action feature. It kind of does, and I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the wire in the neck and in the tail are connected, so if you wanted, you can hold the tail and you can twist it, and it twists the neck with it, and I thought that was interesting. Again, I don't know if this is intentional. It doesn't mention anywhere on the box that I could tell that says anything or references this as an action feature, so I have no idea, but either way, it's kind of cool, and I thought I should mention it. Now, I will say, there is another complaint I have, is, well, just look. If I do this, well, you can't really, but, like, look. You can see that there's obviously been breakage in the wire in the neck, which I will say, it wasn't like this when I got it. So that's a little more disappointing, I guess, because that means that I broke it, and I didn't even expect it. It fell off the shelf. Now, I want you to think, out of all the Chaos Effect figures to fall off the shelf and survive, this one, don't you think would be one of the highest ones? I mean, it's very thin and made of mostly rubber and solid plastic, and there's not really any moving parts in here. How would it break? I don't know. I'm honestly still to this day have no idea how it happened to break just from falling off the shelf. I don't know if this part of the neck and the wire just had been played with so much that it got weakened. I don't know. It's honestly so strange. But either way, it is broken. And I don't know if this is an issue with a lot of Tanacondas. Again, I only have the one. So I don't know if this is something you should watch out for. Maybe the wires just get kind of like weakened over time. I don't know what the quality of the wire is. I have no idea what it's made of. So you might want to watch out for that, because now I can't do the iconic Tanaconda pose. I mean, I kind of can, but it's got this weird piece right here that isn't bent. But, you know, it's whatever. It's fine. I almost forgot to mention it does come with capture gear, which I do not have the full set, but I have the most important piece, which is the piece that basically just holds it all together. The other piece is literally just a little necklace like what the Pteranodons has. It's not really that important, but it is cool to have it if you have it, I guess. But all you have to do is you just slide that on its head, snap this around its neck, and put that piece on its tail, and boom, you've captured the Tanaconda, and it will no longer be terrorizing anyone with its non-venomous fangs. For some reason. Or maybe it is venomous. Who knows? Maybe they did add a venomous snake DNA into it. Who knows? I guess if we take a look at this, you can take a look at this. There's not really much to look at. I do like the plastic of the Pteranodons more, I'm going to be honest. This kind of looks just plasticky. At least the other one kind of looked cooler. I think that it was darker. It looked more metallic. This just looks like some cheap plastic. I don't know how to explain it. I just don't really like the coloration of this one. It is okay, and there is some shine to it, but there's not enough glitter in it. That's what I'm saying. There's not enough shimmery glitter in it to make it look shiny and more realistic, I guess. But, you know, it's whatever. Who cares? Now, I've got some other Chaos Effect figures to compare it with in size. I've got the Velociraptorix there, and I've got the Pteranodons right there. And I've got a Mattel medium-sized theropod here. We got the Rajasaurus, and it does not really want to stand correctly, but I guess that's alright. And of course, its size is going to depend on what pose you put it in, because this thing can like extend out like almost 2 feet in length if you put it all the way out. But, you know, this is just for a basic size comparison. Look at that. Wow. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to try to actually stick to my word this time. And I'm going to try to include a human figure, a Mattel human figure, every time I do a size comparison from now on. Hopefully, maybe, because I think I finally did the raptor thing now. So, you know, we got that one, of course, the classic, the tradition. Of course, they will be coming up soon. So I want to try to make this a tradition, okay? We gotta make something fun to say every time we bring in the human figures. I honestly don't know, but here it is. Here is a human figure for a size comparison with the Jurassic Park Chaos Effect Tanaconda. And of course, the tradition I was mentioning earlier is no review would be no size comparison would be complete without a Kenner Velociraptor. I said a Kenner Velociraptor. Wait, that's not right. A Mattel Velociraptor. That's better. Well, that concludes the second to last spooky review of 2025. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like these reviews, then too bad, because there's only one left, but hopefully it will be the best one yet. I don't know why I'm saying that, because I literally haven't made it yet, and, yeah, but you know what? If you want to watch it, it will be on Halloween night itself. That's right, it's gonna be big. It's probably not. I don't know why I'm lying. But yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Overall, the Tanaconda is a pretty nice figure. Again, not my favorite. And I don't really know what to say, because if you want it, get it. If you don't get it. Why are you watching this video? But, I mean, I hope this helped you decide if you wanted it or not. But it's alright. It's alright. I'll say that. But it's no super fancy figure, and it's all right. I'm glad I got it because again, I want to complete my Chaos Effect collection, but I'm not going to be getting any of the other Tanystropheus models, probably. So anyways, that's about all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Halloween in the next spooky review. We have the Rajasaurus, but did I just say Rajasaurus? Why am I, Rajasaurus. Oh my god, what was wrong with me?